What attracted me was that the location is fairly close to home for me. We were about 10 hours away before we decided to kind of lay some roots here, so being 5 hours away from where I'm from really brought me in, but it also attracted me that this program kind of has a culture of like a family base, which is exactly how we like to run things. So that was attractive in itself, but also just the community itself is super warm and really welcoming, and I think that really attracted me. I'm from a small town, so Fayette was something that I think it's a little more my realm of things. We were living in kind of a touristy area prior, and so now I'm in an area where it feels like home, and it feels like everyone wants you here, and that's something that goes a long ways for people, and it goes a long ways with us as well. The culture that I would really like to bring and enhance, I guess, more so than anything, is kind of a person-first mentality of we want to take care of people, and I think that will help us on the field altogether. We are going to get to know each other within our softball family as people before we approach each other as athletes. I feel like that goes a long ways. That's something I want to bring, but I want to keep adding and building onto the family aspect and the family atmosphere. One, because I think it suits the team and suits the program well, but it also suits the university and the community well as well. It feels great, honestly. This is a place that I not only started my coaching career in, but I also played here in a few instances, and so it's a place that has always felt warm and welcoming, but it's also pushed me to be the best version of myself. And so I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to bring people, even if it's outside of the state of Iowa, to the state of Iowa and show it what all it has to give, because I feel like at times Iowa gets a little bit overlooked and it shouldn't, so we're gonna try and bring it up a bit.
So I'm very much how Aubrey kind of talked about, we really want to build relationships with the athletes. I'm very much a relationship-based coach. I like to have conversations with the athletes. All of our kids have different kind of skill sets and different athleticism, so I want to make sure that I bring what skills they need for the individual athlete. I don't want to create that kind of cookie-cutter approach to every single person because they're all different. So I like to be a developmentally based coach. I want to have conversations with the athletes. Obviously, I have a lot of experience, so I can use a lot of different skill sets that I've learned from other coaches to kind of implement different things to each kid. So I want to make sure that I create an individualistic approach to every kid. I don't want to create the same type of athlete 21 times. It doesn't do us any good. I want to make sure that I kind of create all of our individual players and develop them differently, so that way we can come together as a team as a really well-rounded unit. So Aubrey and I both kind of have different skill sets in terms of coaching, in terms of she does a lot of the pitching stuff, I do a lot of the offensive stuff, so we complement each other in that aspect in terms of we can just kind of do different things. We can kind of hit both of the big parts of what softball are. Obviously offense and pitching are two of the biggest things. And she does a lot of things with our outfielders, and then I can do a lot of work with our infield and catchers. So we kind of complement each other in terms of just skill sets alone, but we also kind of keep each other. She's a little bit more on the fiery competitive side where she just gets really into those games, and I'm a little bit more calm and mellow, and we can kind of balance each other out in terms of she can get me going when I need to get going, and then I can kind of bring her back when things are getting a little too crazy in terms of whether it's umpires, fans, players, anything that's going on in a game. So we can kind of really just balance each other out in terms of our personalities and just our mentalities toward the game, where we can bring each other up or bring each other back, whatever we need to do.
I think we want to step in confident, composed, and kind of make some noise for Upper Iowa in this conference. Yeah, we're new, but we're going to put it together and hopefully kind of step into a role of success and longevity in this conference. I think our biggest thing, and I think we would agree, is for this year, we want to make it into that tournament and we want to compete. But is it going to take work? Absolutely. but it's always going to take work. And this year, our goal is to do our best in making it into that tournament.
So we've heard really good things about the athletes that we have returning for Upper Iowa. They've had a lot of really good numbers. We've heard a lot of really good things from different people. So I think we're starting off with a really good hand at Upper Iowa. I think the conference tournament is absolutely obtainable. And I think it's something that's bringing in a new kind of coaching style of what we're going to bring in, kind of having that different approaches that I kind of talked about. It's really going to help us lead this team into some new ground, obviously with the GLVC, with teams they haven't seen before. It's an exciting time, and I think that's something that we can really latch onto and take us for our first season in the GLVC.